How many guys do you reckon you tricked into believing that you were born a woman when you were trans?
I think about 50 people, 50 guys.
You tricked them into having sex of you presenting as a woman?
Well, you can call it tricked, but in my train of thought at the time, I was just so adamant on the fact that why should I have to tell guys that I'm trans before I sleep with them? Like, what? Why is it that important? But then once I came out as trans and realized how much it had traumatized about 5 guys that I was getting threats from, I then realised, wow, what was I doing? Like, I was doing it wrong. But because I never had trans women around me to really educate me and tell me what to do.
Wait, was you just thinking, if I don't tell him and he doesn't ask, then...
Who cares? Like, how will they ever know? Because I wasn't going to come out as trans. If I never came out as trans, nobody would ever know.
So they can't tell once they have sex with you?
No. There's one guy that could tell. I don't know how, but maybe he slept with other trans women. But he was like, is there something you want to tell me? And I was like...
What was he inside you when he said that?
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean? No. He was like, are you sure? And he just carried on. And then he like... He like come and then we like chilled for a bit and then he left.
Well, so you don't know if he actually knows.
He knew.
That's
mate.
what he was talking
like
about.
he realised once he was inside.
I reckon he probably knew anyway, and he was like, "Do you want to tell me? Because if you do, then I'll respect you more." But at the time, I was exploring myself sexually, and I used to get guys over from Tinder loads.
This man is committing sexual assault and claiming that he did not know hiding his trans status from heterosexual men would cause them harm. He does not want to take accountability and would rather blame others. When you trick a man, that man did not consent to anything because he is consenting under a false pretense. That means that trans people who do this are rapists. But who cares, since men are the victims?
I have an experience where so me and her tricked a guy when we was young into having sex. Girl, I told you not to, don't say that, girl. I mean, bitch, we been open. Then you want to be messy about LA? So we did.
Tell it.
No, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm older now. But we was at a club, long story making sure after the club, we brung the guys over to our house or whatever. And this was in DC, not Atlanta. Yeah, this was in DC.
Okay.
So we was really drunk. The guys was really like drunk. And all I heard was, but it was from what Shay was doing in her room, but our rooms was like literally this close to each other. Like literally you can walk out or whatever. So, but the lights was off too in her room. So I'm like, Shay, what are you doing? She was like, I don't know. So I was like, well, he's with me. So I'm like, do he know? She was like, no. I was like, how you do it? How you do it? How you do it? Because the guy I was with was so fine. I really wanted it. So she was like, just, pull your drawers down. Just let your ass be out. And then hold his hands back or whatever. And then just stick it in. So I tried it and it actually worked. So the whole time he was like, this some good pussy, some good pussy. So next thing you know, I said, okay, we finished. Long time making sure I text him like, oh, I'm pregnant. Cause he nutted at me or whatever. We did have unprotected. I'm clean or whatever, but it was the first time we was drunk or whatever. So he texted me the next morning and was like, hey, did we use a condom or whatever? He's playing clueless. I was like, no. He was like, what if you get pregnant? I was like, we'll know in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, I texted him. I was like, yo, I'm pregnant. And he was like, well, I can't afford no baby. I'm in college right now, blah, blah, blah. How much money do you need? So I was like, $350. I don't know shit about abortion. So I was like, give me $350. I go get an abortion.
Yeah.
He sent me the $350. I blocked him. Period. That was it.
Wow. Okay.
Not telling men that you were born with an anaconda is widespread these days, and folks are pranking heterosexual men with it. Take a look.
Yo soy muy mal educado, mano. Extraño. ¿Cómo te llamas tú?
Papi, Fabián Guerrero.
Amor mío, ¿y cómo te llamas tú?
Miguel.
No lo esperaba de ti. Emotional damage.
My lions, you have to verify the birth papers of these women before you even kiss them. If they keep playing these games with us, some men will be so traumatized has to decide to put someone 6 feet under. This isn't a joke for heterosexual men.
What's your name?
My name is Uche.
Uche, how old are you?
Lakewood means rewind, a gunshot means forward. You requested it, so we rewound.
What's your name?
My name is Uche.
Uche, how old are you?
One of the other issue is the woke heterosexual women out there. Yes, brethren, these idiot woke women believe that an heterosexual man should give the same dating chances to a trans woman. Check this out.
See,
Oh!
Only 2 of these women had a functioning brain. The man immediately saw and rejected this trans woman, and it's a problem for these woke women. They are mad because he does not want to entangle his anaconda with another anaconda.
Lord have mercy.
would you date a transgender person? First we're gonna ask Georgetown, and then we're gonna ask the Hood.
Yes.
And have you ever done it?
No.
Yeah, I'm already in a relationship.
Is it a transgender relationship?
No, it's not.
I don't see why not. I don't think it's like that big of a deal.
Would you personally date a transgender person?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Would you date a transgender?
No, I'm a transgender. I like men.
A man that's dressed as a woman would make me appear to be a lesbian in public, but I'm heterosexual.
I mean, I'm straight, bro. Like, I like females.
Right.
Real females, you feel what I'm saying?
So if you're dating a transgender person and you're straight at the time, does that mean you're straight after you date them?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you're still straight.
Why do you think some people are hesitant to date a transgender?
They're transphobic and homophobic.
Do you think a lot of this is education based?
Yeah, I think like if we start young, we could definitely like teach children to be more accepting and more loving of everyone of different identities.
Like starting like kindergarten, preschool?
Yeah, I think so. I think we could introduce more education in the schools.
Now ask yourself, who has a functioning brain? These indoctrinated, liberal, hive-minded college women, or the street-smart, non-college educated folks? For you trans women out here who like to lie to men about your status, your future may end up like this.
18-year-old Orlando Perez, a student at Bogan High School, shot and killed 37-year-old Selena Hernandez in Chicago, Illinois after learning she was trans. On that day, Orlando can be seen following Selena to her home, and once the two got inside, Selena took him down to the basement so they could talk and hang out for a bit. After chilling for a while, something that was said or done made Orlando ask if she was a woman. Once she revealed that she was a trans woman, Orlando became very angry and stormed out the house. Once Orlando made it to his destination, he continued to think about the situation and grew more and more upset, so he decided he was going to do something about it. A short period later, with his face covered and holding a gun, Orlando could be seen on surveillance video walking towards Selena's home. Finding her door open, he goes inside and shoots Selena in the head and back, then fled the scene. Now, while headed back to his home, he felt that what he had done was enough to take her out, but in the back of his mind, he kept seeing her face, and this made him, quote unquote, mad as hell. So he returns to her apartment for the second time, firing several more shots into her chest, neck, and hands, while she was already lying on the floor, bleeding out.
Hold tight, me gone again.